Do you know if your password is actually strong, or are you still trusting your 12345 like it's Fort Knox? Today, we're going to create something super fun and super useful, a password strength visualizer. Not just a boring bar, but one that changes colors, bounces emojis, and even rains down floating animations. Stick with me till the end, because this is not just a tutorial, it's the kind of project you can actually show off in your portfolio, or even surprise your friends with. Let's jump straight into the code. Let's look at the main content inside our body. First, we have an H1 tag that says Password Strength Visualizer Tutorial. This is simply the big title at the top of the page, letting users know what this tool is about. Below that, we've wrapped everything inside a div with the class container. Think of this as the box that holds our entire password strength checker UI. Later in CSS, we'll style this container to look like a neat glass card. Inside this container, the first element is our password input field. It's an input of type password, which means when the user types, the characters will appear hidden with dots. I've also given it an ID of password so that our JavaScript can easily target it later, and a placeholder text that says type your password, so the user knows what to do. Next, we have a div with the class strength bar. This is the outer bar that represents the password strength. It's like an empty shell or progress bar. Inside it, we place another div with the class strength fill. This smaller div will grow in width and change colors dynamically based on how strong the password is. Think of it like a fuel gauge that fills up as your password gets stronger. Finally, we have another div with the class emoji and an ID of emoji. Inside it, I've added a neutral face emoji by default. This emoji will change live as the user types. For example, if the password is weak, it might show a crying face. If it's strong, it might show a rocket emoji. This adds a fun, interactive touch to our project. At the very top, I'm defining the standard structure with doctype HTML and HTML language equals N. Nothing fancy yet, just telling the browser we're writing in English. Inside the head, I've added meta charset equals UTF-8 to make sure all special characters and emojis work properly, and a title tag for the page name, Password Strength Visualizer Tutorial. Instead of importing external fonts, I've chosen Poppins, a clean and modern typeface. This makes the UI look trendy right away. Notice how the style block is directly inside the head. This keeps everything in one file for simplicity, especially since this is a tutorial. For the body, I've gone with a diagonal gradient background from purple to blue. That gives a modern, techie vibe. I've set display, flex and centered everything vertically and horizontally with align items, center and justify content, center. The text is white, and the entire layout takes up the full height of the viewport with height, 100 VH. This makes our design perfectly centered. Next, the heading. I've given it a nice big font size, 2.5 rem, some spacing, and a soft shadow. That shadow helps the white text pop out against the gradient background. This makes the heading look professional and more readable. Then comes the container. This is a semi-transparent card, created using background, RABA, 255, 255, 255 0.1. I've padded it, rounded the corners, and added a drop shadow, which makes it look like a glowing glass panel. This modern glassmorphism style is trendy right now and adds depth to the UI. For the password input box, I've given it 100% width, padding, rounded corners, and a larger font size for comfort. No borders, no harsh outlines, just clean, minimal styling. Now for the strength bar. It's a rectangle with rounded corners, slightly transparent, and hidden overflow so the inner bar doesn't spill out. Inside it, we'll animate a child element called .strengthFill which grows in width and changes color as the password strength increases. Then comes the emoji. This big emoji represents how the password feels. Weak password? Sad emoji. Strong password? Sunglasses emoji or even a rocket. I've added a simple bounce animation using keyframes, so it moves up and down like it's alive. And here's the fun part, floating emojis in the background. These are absolutely position span elements with random emojis like locked, laptop computer, sparkles. They slowly float upward with a rotation, then fade away. This gives a playful, dynamic background effect that really brings the whole project to life. Now let's power this up with JavaScript. First, I grab the input box, the strength bar, and the emoji element using getElementById in query selector. Here's the main function, calculate strength. It checks the password against different rules. Length greater than 6. Length greater than 10. Contains uppercase letters. Contains numbers. Contains special characters. Each condition adds 1 point to the score, so the stronger your password, the higher the score, up to a maximum of 5. Next, I've added an input event listener on the password box. Every time the user types, we calculate the strength and adjust the strength bar's width and color. Finally, we've got a function called createFloatingEmoji. It creates a new span, randomly picks an emoji, gives it a random position, random animation speed, and appends it to the body. After a few seconds, it removes itself to keep things clean. We use setInterval to call this function every 800 milliseconds, so emojis keep floating continuously in the background. Party popper. And that's it. We just built a password strength visualizer with animated bars, emojis, and floating effects all in pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you found this fun, smash that like button, drop a comment telling me what emoji you'd add, and don't forget to subscribe for more creative web dev tutorials. And hey, remember this, strong passwords protect your data, but strong coding skills protect your future. Keep building, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.